One. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into a consecutive weekly episode of the Final Whistle Sports Podcast. We did it. We're here. We'll see how long it lasts. I've got hope. Joe doesn't. He definitely took the under on us this week, but that's all right. Joe Ciccoletti, how we doing?
We're going to be on as long as the winning streaks of the Washington Commanders and Atlanta Falcons
Fucking
continue on.
go. Let's
And
fucking go.
it's going to continue on this week. So we'll be back again next week.
I don't
No
know, man. My
questions about
Commanders are playing Buffalo this week.
it. All right. Yours might be that. I might be myself on here.
Joe will be ISO next week. ISO Joe.
May be a Hall of Fame bucket right there. ISO Joe. We're back. We're feeling good. Week 2. I thought it was gonna be a shitty week. Terrible games on the board, I thought. But no, we had some thrillers. We had the Seattle Seahawks taking down Detroit Lions. A game I said on here that was gonna be exciting, jam-packed. We had the Washington Commanders almost losing it, but they hold it together versus the Denver Broncos. We had an improbable comeback from the New York Giants taking down the Arizona Cardinals as well. And the Falcons hitting a game-winning field goal pretty much as time expired against the Green Bay Packers to get to 2-0 as well. After that, I'm sorry, the Chargers once again losing. It's unbelievable to say.
That was my game to watch. Someone was going to fold the game away, and exactly what happened.
Yeah, unbelievable stuff. Chargers losing once again to the Tennessee Titans. And this is how I kind of expected the Titans to win games, is something like this, like a scrappy win here on and here out. You know, maybe they get to 7-8 wins, but this is exactly how I expect them to win games, and this is how I exactly expect the Chargers to lose games. Games like this. It's unbelievable to see. You get over 300 yards passing for Justin Herbert, I think 2 touchdowns, if not maybe more. The defense gets 5 sacks or 5 I don't know, 5 sacks, 5 pressure, whatever it was. It don't matter. The loss is going to go on Brandon Staley, and that's just what it is. You got to come to the conclusion. That's just what your conclusion is.
I mean, it's got to be on Staley, right? 100% for the Los Angeles Chargers. But doesn't this make the Cowboys low-key look good? Because Kellen Moore fucking fumbled the bag in crunch time again this week. That is 2 weeks in a row when they have the ball trying to go in for a win. And the play calling was absolutely abysmal towards the end of both games. And then this past weekend in overtime, like not even an attempt to create any creativity or even hand the ball off. Wasn't even an afterthought. I was just
they weren't able to run the ball all day. Josh Kelly could not get it going at all. And
yeah, but you gotta at least show something, man. They were running, all those plays were 15 yards down the field that Herbert was looking. He wasn't even looking for a 3-yard pass.
I mean, with that, the offensive weapons that they have, would you? Look for less than 15 yards?
I mean, it's completely different when I talk because, I'm thinking from a Madden perspective, and we're here to get buckets and put up points, all right?
4 verticals deep. That's all I play.
Every play, that's all I run, okay? Come on. If you're not running 4 verts and you're actually running a halfback counter, you fucking suck at Madden, okay?
I play the slow game. I like the halfback dives. You know what I mean? That's how I play. 3-yard gains, 3.5 here and there.
And then you're playing your buddy, and they're just like, "You got to be shitting me." And it's like because you're running the 4-minute quarters or 5-minute quarters because you don't want to be playing forever, and you're like, you have the ball for 1 possession and it's halftime.
Oh yeah, that's how you win the game. You're winning the game 3-0. Like that's what you're trying to do. That's how I play the game. Let's switch sides a little bit here. The Buccaneers, man. How about them? 2-0 now. Take down Chicago Bears. Everybody loves Chicago coming into this year. I said Justin Fields is the Bears from Ohio State. They don't play well still. But Baker Mayfield playing good ball right now. Yards wise, touchdown. Mike Evans looked like a true wide receiver 1. The man is a certified bucket. Death, taxes, and Mike Evans getting over 1,000 yards this season. That's what it
You
is.
book it, just lock it in.
Unbelievable. He played great. He held the Bears. The Bears looked sloppy once again. Justin Fields couldn't make a read. Bad reads all over. Today he comes out and says, "Yeah, I'm not playing good ball. I'm playing like a robot. Why is that? My coaching." Wow. All right, that's a big
Here we
statement there.
go. Point the
That,
finger. Let's go, Chi-Town.
that's a big statement right there. But yeah, I think Chicago's going to keep heading down, and it ain't going to get better this week when they got to take on the Kansas City Chiefs.
They're about to
There's
get
no
boat
shot at that.
raced. Boat
No,
raced.
no shot at that. In other news, we do got breaking news from tonight. Cam Akers got traded to the Minnesota Vikings for a pick swap there. Blaine, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, McVay was already leaning that way towards after Sunday's game. Kyron Williams has really just taken over that RB1 for the Los Angeles Rams. And you knew Cam Akers really wanted to see if he was going to beat Kyron out for the job and be the guy in Los Angeles. He just can't buy himself an opportunity. When he was the RB1, he got hurt for the whole year, pretty much lost it. Kyron Williams then came on towards the end of last year when the team was pretty much out of playoff contention. It was an open battle. He loses the job to Williams because he's a more versatile back in comparison to Akers. I don't hate it. I also don't really care about it, right? I think it's like he still understands that he's still the second running back. I think Madison's clearly the one, but it does give them a different dimension, I feel like, personally. Akers definitely a speed type of guy, wants to be utilized more in the passing game. Madison more of a downhill runner. I think it's still, I don't mind it. I think it's a different change of pace. They really didn't have that in Minnesota, but the Vikings just find a way to lose games anyway, so it doesn't really matter about
Well,
the
look,
trade.
this week we're looking at two teams that find ways to lose games. We're looking at the Minnesota Vikings versus the Los Angeles Chargers. The battle of who's going to lose this game first and how they're going to lose this game. It's going to be incredible to watch because
The
when the
game will
fourth
be
quarter comes
38-35, but someone will give the ball away towards the end.
yeah, but there might be 4 turnovers in a matter of 8 minutes because they're all trying to lose the game here. No, I actually kind of disagree. I think Cam Akers might even be able to slide into this role where
You think he's going to start?
maybe by week 10, week 11, he might be sliding his role. Madison looked a little sluggish at times this first 2 weeks. He doesn't look like he's getting the ball rolling here. And if that's going to be the case, Akers might come in. Akers I think he was running back 6 after he came back from all the trade talks last year. So, I kind of expect maybe the same thing, a new regime here. Kevin O'Connell likes him a little bit when he was with his time in Los Angeles. So, I like it. It's a good move from them. We did, unfortunately, on Monday have some bad news. Nicholas Chubb, the running back from the Cleveland Browns, absolutely, I hate to say it, got his knee obliterated like he did in Georgia, and is going to be out this season. So today, the Cleveland Browns went out there and signed a back that we are all used to there. His name is Kareem Hunt, and he has returned back to Cleveland to take on that role now as well. He's not going to be a starter. It's going to be Jerome Ford, who played solid after Nick Chubb left the game. I think he had over 100, 140, 150 yards on the ground, I believe, and a touchdown. Blaine, where do you see Kareem Hunt fitting into this backfield role here?
I think they're going to kind of utilize him how they've been using him these last couple of years. They'll start working him in. It'll be a little bit of second and third down most of the way. And then usually when towards the third quarter, he kind of became the primary back to kind of save Chubb's legs for the fourth when they had a chance to ice the game, right? I wouldn't be surprised if they lean that way to start, but don't be surprised if Hunt gets the primary carries in a couple of weeks. He still was an RB1 in Kansas City. He arguably could have been a running back. They had a 1A, 1B tandem with Chubb and Hunt for that first year or two there. And then he had the holdout, so then he kind of really fell off to the two. If he's really committed to getting himself into the peak shape and conditioning that we know Kareem Hunt can get himself into, wouldn't shock me one bit if he's running back one in a couple weeks and dethrones Ford whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I think he needs to get his legs back under him. Hasn't played football, a couple months now for sure.
Yeah.
So I think once he gets that ball rolling, and I think you said in a couple weeks from now potentially could take back over that starting RB1 role. Yeah, I definitely would
It
see it
just makes
happening.
sense. It's like that felt like a no-brainer move, like when Chubb got hurt Monday night.
Yeah, yeah. So solid move for them picking back up that running back that they need, going from there. So yeah, those are where the kind of the injury bug there, and then lastly, it seems like he's doing better. At least the reports I saw today. Joe Burrow rehurt that calf again, in a tough loss against the Baltimore Ravens. Reports have it that it is getting better. He actually has a chance to play Sunday. There's probably, I think, another 30 to 40% chance of re-injury once again to this calf. Um, is it the point now where it's like, hey, maybe you just got to rest him. You got to get through this week. Yeah, it's going to be tough. Be potentially down 0-3. I get it, but to save Joe Burrow, potentially more at the end of the year when you need him the most, I don't know. Is it worth it to potentially miss this week and take the loss? Or is it, look, you kind of got to start winning games again. You got to go out there and play hurt a little bit.
I mean, so the problem with me, like, if you're the Cincinnati Bengals, I feel like you have to shut him down at this point. You got to take it out of his hands and see if there's like a 30 or 40% chance of re-aggravating it. You're not just thinking calf now, because an injured calf, what leads with a calf injury, you're thinking Achilles tear. Like, you could really go from a mild injury to a serious one, especially, and it seemed like it was his lower calf is where the injury is. So now you're really flirting with your Achilles, right? And then you do that, your season's over this year and potentially for the first half next year, depending on how that heals, right? So if I'm Zach Taylor, I'm playing the long game. You just paid him the money. You sit him down this week. You might even sit him the following week against Tennessee. And you do that 2 weeks, then you have Arizona. So maybe you can even rest him another week, right? And steal one. If you can steal one of these Rams or Titans games with a backup, maybe even rest him another week against Arizona, right? And you've gone 2-3. Burrow didn't play 3 of them. Then you get into a little bit of a gauntlet where you kind of need them, right? Seattle, San Fran, Buffalo. I think you kind of need to play it safe and kind of make sure that he's okay to push in for a stretch run in this middle of the season, which is where their season really picks up, is after week 6.
Sure, sure. No, makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, Monday night against the Rams. It's not
Which
easy. It's not hard.
winnable game without him.
Yeah, I think if he's out though, they're not favored. I'll
Oh,
say
I
that.
agree. I agree.
But if you asked me maybe a little bit earlier before week 1, I would have said, yeah, Burrow's out. I would still then consider the Bengals a favorite. But the way the Rams have come out and look, no, it's actually the flip if he was out.
Right.
So yeah, no, no, no. I don't know if I'm on the same boat with you. If he wants to sit out this week, fine. But I think if he can play, you got to fight through it because you can't go down 0-4.
Right.
You're not going to make playoffs going down 0-4, especially then having to go through the gauntlet of your division later on. It's going to be tough there for sure. Um,
That's their
I,
hindrance now, too, right? Is that they've already lost 2 division games. They
correct.
opened up with 2 divisionals. Week 1, they got absolutely just trounced. In
Yep.
week 2, I mean, the Ravens kind of bullied them, and Bengals made a late push, right? It never really felt like a 3-point game. You look at the
No.
scoreboard and you're like, how the heck is this a 3-point game? It felt
Yeah.
like Baltimore imposed their will pretty much for most of the game. And then they got a late touchdown, right, with 3:20 left, and then they never got the ball back. So,
Yeah. No, I agree with you. All right, Blaine, we got to talk about our teams. Talk me through this Washington Commanders win here versus Denver Broncos.
all right. Gonna be completely honest. I know we kind of talked about it, right? Like we were joking around. Blaine, you're 6 hours away. You should be on your way to Denver. Go to the game. It's an afternoon. Of course, I had a gnarly allergy attack in the morning, so I was like, well, guess I'm not going. So I was bedridden the whole freaking day. Threw the game on. We're down 21-3 after that. And I'm like, well, guess I'm turning this garbage off.
Oh, what a terrible fan.
Turn it off for about 5 minutes. Then I was like, all right, let's be a fan. Let's suffer. Be a true Washington Commanders fan. Still a Redskins to me, but that's here nor there. Threw it back on. And then somehow we make a little bit of a push towards the end of the second quarter. And I was like, wait a second here. We've kind of moved the ball. We've missed a couple field goals. Joey Sly is definitely on the hot seat this week after missing like 3 kicks. It was probably 2, but it felt like 3. But we made a push. 21-14 at the half. I was like, wait a minute. Are we brewing something? Wait a minute. Denver kind of cooled off. Kind of what they've been doing these first 2 weeks. Couldn't score for the life of them in the second half. And then we kind of bully balled them for a little while, got up 35-24, and then we just let the freaking wheels go around for a little while. We give them a field goal, let them get down to the red zone, give them a freebie. Then Bieniemy plays it smart, which is probably the correct decision to run it 3 times. And then we give up a fucking Hail Mary. What the goddamn hell? That ball was floating forever. Felt like it could have landed in anybody's arms. What it bounced like 4 times. It hit 2 of our defenders, popped up. Hit a wide receiver, popped up. Then hit the other wide receiver, ended up catching it. He tipped it to himself, spears it. It felt like a game of freaking freaking Tetris right there. And then we fucking PI'd on the 2-point call and we got away with it. So it don't matter to me, baby. That's a W.
I will say, you didn't even touch on it, but shout out to Logan Thomas getting absolutely drilled, but held onto the ball.
He got absolutely his shit rocked.
He got annihilated. And they threw the personal foul flag on him. And I see the flag come out, and I was like, ah, damn, all right, they're gonna be at the 1. But then I'm watching, I'm like, wait, Logan Thomas caught that ball. And then I was like, oh shit, he really did catch that ball. Touchdown. But I'll tell you what, man.
Sam Howell, I think we got ourselves a quarterback.
Bieniemy got Sam Howell rolling. He looks solid. They're able to run the ball with B-Rob, a.k.a. Many Men. I played that song all day Monday, by the way. All day Monday. Just Many Men the entire time. Yeah, they looked really, really solid. I know Terry really wasn't able to get going. I mean, Patrick Surtain was on him, so
that 30-yard touchdown was a ball and a half to Terry.
Oh, yeah.
Into double coverage, put it in the only spot it could be.
But let's look on the flip side. That front four is still getting pressure. Chase Young looks incredible right now. Sweat looks good.
I'm hoping Deron Payne's okay.
Yeah, I agree. But the front four is getting pressure. And they were getting hard pressure on Wilson. I saw Wilson just running around.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, crap, Russ.
Our secondary still sucks, but,
Whatever. I don't know what to tell you. So
Forbes looked okay, but he also got cooked like 3 times like a rookie does.
He did. I did see that. But, yeah, no, solid win by them to go 2-0. Keep up with the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys.
Absolutely.
There, so.
What's your take on Denver, though? You got to think this experiment is running on thin ice after when Sean Payton scripted the first 15 to 20 plays, they look phenomenal. Then they look absolutely atrocious after a team makes an adjustment.
Yeah, you're right. Like, what's going on? I don't blame too much of Sean Payton after the first 2 games yet, but it's at the point now where Seattle Seahawks are looking like potentially one of the biggest fleece trades I've ever seen in my life here with the NFL.
They sure are.
Right? Getting the amount of draft capital they were able to get from Denver and turning into what it is now, making them a playoff team and making Denver Broncos look like a top 5, top 10 worst team in the league. It's unbelievable to see. But I don't know. I'm not out on them just yet. I think their defense is still solid. I think Russ still can be Russ. I mean, Russ is still putting up stat numbers wise.
Right.
It's just it just doesn't hit at the right time. it's more like a Philip Rivers for me. And I always hate to use Philip Rivers as this type of person, or this type of player. But like Philip Rivers is a big time stat guy, in my opinion. He loaded the stats up, but he never won the games when he really needed to, or never pulled through in games when he really needed to. Um, at least in my eyes. I mean, I would have to check more into the stats there, but I'll probably get hounded for it, but that's fine. You know what I mean? So,
Oh, 100%.
um, but that's what I would take from him. I'm not out just yet on him. I give him 2 more weeks. If they can get out of these next 2 weeks and potentially 2-2, then hey, great. But they got a tough matchup this week. They're down in South Beach playing Miami and Tua right there. So we'll see how that works
Oh, they're
out.
going to
So
be 0-3. Let's be honest. They're going to be 0-3. I you're all over your Miami Dolphins, and they looking good.
yeah, they are. They are, but you know who else looking good? The Atlanta Falcons, baby. They're back. They're so back. They're making the playoffs. It's gonna be incredible to see. Um, took on Green Bay. Green Bay's got really solid defense, and thoroughly, I was impressed by the gameplay. Arthur Smith got some wobbles on him. Fourth quarter, going for it on fourth down with 2 minutes left on the clock when he could have kicked a field goal to just win the game there. But no, he said, I'm getting this. I'm getting this first down. Hands the ball to Bijan Robinson. He makes a guy miss, gets the first down, wastes the timeout a little bit more, kicks the field goal. They win the game. Bijan Robinson looks incredible right now. Looks like the pick of all picks for the Atlanta Falcons. Went over 120 yards on the ground. They were able to run the ball for over 200 yards on this. They were able to pass the ball for over 200 yards against the Green Bay Packers. They held Jordan Love to under 200 yards. Yeah, Jordan Love got 3 touchdowns. I agree. But they looked great on Sunday, especially that second half. They looked incredible. First half got beat up. Second half looked great. Ritter's been looking good. Drake London even got a touchdown. We got to get Kyle Pitts going. That's the only big complaint. Kyle Pitts.
It's the only thing you're really missing right now.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts needs to get moving, but glad to see it. Both our teams doing well, so we were feeling good on Victory Monday.
Yo,
So
I gotta give you mad respect for your Falcons this week. I mean, I thought I actually thought your game was it played like a pick 'em. Absolutely, and that's exactly what I thought it was. But I think people were so like amused by how well Green Bay played the week before, and they were like, "Oh boy, it's part 3 of Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers. Now it's Jordan Love's team." And you guys really stymied him in that second half. He played extremely well especially after the third quarter. He had a couple of 2 touchdowns, right? They got some young receivers. That fourth quarter, AJ Terrell freaking decided to I'm gonna lock everybody down. I couldn't care less. Like the man is one of the rising corners in this league. It's not even a question. But and then I think the composure that really you guys showed coming back from a double-digit deficit in the fourth.
yeah,
That really showcased something, I think, for your team more than anything. And Arthur Smith, like you kind of nailed on the head, going for it, putting the belief in his team and saying, and even asking his defense, I'm going for it. You guys got my back if we don't get this. And they're like, hell yeah, coach, we got you. So you can see the culture building in Atlanta. I love what we're seeing.
yeah, they look really good, and I said it here on earlier when we talked about the NFC South. I think it's open for grabs for anybody. I like Carolina a lot better, but Carolina looks terrible right now,
Carolina cannot move the
especially.
fucking football.
Yeah, especially offensively. They just don't look good. Preseason kind of worried me about the offensive line play, but I think it's a little bit more than that right now. They just don't look like they're all there right now. Tough loss versus Saints. Saints look good too. We're just.
Saints offense looking pretty shaky with Derek Carr back there. Doesn't look like Derek Carr has resolved any of those issues.
I think once Mr. Alvin Kamara comes back, they'll be just fine.
Well, yeah, but I'm trying to create some tension, You
There is
can't
no
ruin
tension.
that by saying, "Oh,
There
Alvin Kamara hasn't come back yet."
once Alvin Kamara comes back, they'll be fine. Slant boys back to running slants into the locker room, running away from who did he run? Derek Brown run into the locker room there. And Chris Olave's still there, so that team would be just fine. Their defense is playing solid. They go up to Green Bay this week, so we'll see how that works. Maybe they'll be able to take down Jordan Love. Maybe they won't. Maybe Jordan Love will be the next Aaron Rodgers again this week, like he was last week.
Right.
So yeah, NFC South playing good ball too, with Tampa Bay as well. So the only 0-2 team there is the Carolina Panthers, losing 2 in division so far. So
No, I think we're gonna see something. I think that division, like you said, is completely open now after these first 2 weeks. I was not sold on Tampa Bay, and I still don't believe in Baker Mayfield, but I believe in that defense, what they showed
this
me these first two weeks.
this week will be a big test for him when he goes up against the Eagles this week, Monday night.
Oh, I agree.
'Cause that'll
First
show.
real litmus test for where the Buccaneers really are at.
Absolutely, yeah. So, all right, let me get to the rookie report.
Yeah, lay it on me. Who you got this week?
Rookie
Dun, dun,
report.
dun, rookie report is presented
Um,
by Joe
we do
Chicoletti.
we do have a returning name, but other folks I did try to add new on here. So, first standout I did see was Will Mallard from tight end, the Colts here. Week 1, he was a DNP, did not participate. You heard that right, did not participate. And he transitioned to have 2 targets for 49 yards this week, and excelled in pass blocking for Mr. Anthony Richardson as well. Second guy I had was Christian Gonzalez, the cornerback for the Patriots. He didn't have the best performance against the Philadelphia Eagles in week 1, but he did bounce back well against the Miami Dolphins. He only allowed 3 catches on 5 targets with minimal yards given up to, arguably the best tandem wide receiver crew out there right now with Tyreek Hill and
Great.
Jalen Waddle. And then the returning name, once again, Puka Nacua, wide receiver from the Rams. Again, the BYU grad is putting up absurd numbers. He ranks 5th in the highest grade receiver, according to PFF. He has 25 receptions through his first 2 games, which was the most ever, or is the most ever, by a
Yep.
rookie wideout. So, and then I got 2 bad. I stayed away from the quarterbacks this week. I said, you know what? I'm not
Probably
going to hound.
smart. Probably smart.
Yeah, I'm not going to hound Bryce Young again. I'm not going to hound DJ Stroud. I said, let me go elsewhere. Evan Witherspoon, cornerback for Seattle. First game of his NFL career, did not play in week 1, but he played in week 2. Didn't go as planned. He gave up 64 yards. He gave up a touchdown in his first matchup. But, I understand it is his first time out there, but he did look good in terms of run defense. I think he graded above a 70 in terms of that, and he did have a pass breakup. So, though, look, it's still there. I'm just hounding on him that he did 64 yards and a touchdown to Mr. Josh Reynolds this week, so I'm just got to hound him a little bit there,
You're a
and
little
we'll take that
salty
with him.
that Josh Reynolds was putting up numbers.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
A little
And
personal vendetta there.
the last one, he's had a rough 2 weeks here. Tyree Wilson, edge rusher for the Raiders, has not looked good the last 2 weeks. He has no pressures over the first 2 weeks, and he's almost non-existent in the run-stopping game as well. He just doesn't look good. Got beat up against Deion Dawkins this week in the tight ends for Buffalo. So, yeah, hopefully Mr. Tyree Wilson can figure it out. The Texas Tech defensive end edge rusher now with the Raiders. So maybe we'll see about if he changes up. Hopefully looks to fix it up next week. But bad of the rookie so far week 2. So
And that was this week's Rookie Report, presented by Joe Chicoletti. Tune in next week.
oh boy, oh boy. All right,
I got
Blaine.
that voice down. All right, you said you got a game for me today. I am very scared.
He said I got a game for you. All right, folks. So I will be I do have to share screen here, so I know the folks may be listening. Will
We'll
not
read it
be
to
able
you.
to.
Don't worry. We'll read it to you, people.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll see how it goes here. So we're gonna start sharing.
Oh, what a beautiful screen. Oh
How's that
gosh.
look? Hey, can you
Who
see the
would you
screen?
who would you rather have?
Who would
Presented
you
by
rather?
the final whistle.
Who would you rather have? So Blaine, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you a couple stats here from this year so far. And it's going to be based on positions. And you're going to let me know if you like the left or the right side. All right.
Okay.
So we're going to start here on the first one, left or right,
Wow,
QB edition.
what a graphic here.
Yeah, right. Just a yellow bar to block out the
Yellow
picture.
blob.
So
Remember, Stathead Football provided all of these statistics. We're giving them their copyright right now.
there you
Don't
go.
come at us.
Absolutely love it. So to the folks that don't have the video form here, left side we have almost 70% completion, 490 passing yards already per game, about 245, 3 touchdowns, and a little bit of the rushing attack, 28 yards on the ground, with a QB rating of 104. And the right side we have completion of 57, 300 yards, which is about 150 yards a game, 2 TDs, 1 INT, QBR of 70.6. So Blaine, I want you to decide, who would you rather want, the left or the right?
I'm gonna have to go with the guy on the left, Joe. The numbers just don't lie.
Yeah, right.
Is that who are you going with? You know who they are, so you can't even play, you freaking loser.
Well, I would say let's go with the guy to the left. But just the way the game and the nature is, I'll switch up here, right? I'll go with the guy on the right.
Oh
All
my
right.
God.
And that's we'll go with it. The guy on the left is Baker Mayfield, and the guy on the right is
No,
Joe.
I knew it was Baker was gonna be in this. I didn't know it was gonna be the first freaking guy.
Baker
I
Mayfield.
absolutely want to jump off of something right now.
Baker Mayfield guy on the left, Joe
Oh
Burrow
my
guy on the right.
God.
Blaine, what? Like Baker playing incredible ball. You can't really deny the stats, right or
I
wrong.
can't deny the stats, but I still don't believe in Baker Mayfield.
So
If I saw the people, I'm still taking that cutie pie on the right than that freaking clown on the left.
absolutely love it. All right, let's get to the next one.
Oh
Another
my
QB edition. Another
God.
QB edition. We're doing left, right again. Left side's got about a 75% completion, about 200 yards a game, 2 passing touchdowns, and 1 INT. And he's got about almost 100 yards rushing. So a little bit of more of a running quarterback here. I think you can see that. On the right, though, completions are down here. We're at 56%. Roughly same thing, about 200 yards a game. But he has 6 passing touchdowns, no INTs. Not a big running quarterback. Has 7 yards per attempt, but only 5 rushes. Blaine, are you going to take the little bit more? It looks maybe the more savvy rushing quarterback with the not as much upside passing. You're going to take the 6 passing touchdowns.
I'm definitely going to take the passing touchdown guy on the right here.
Yeah? Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah, I'm going passing guy on the right. Even though I think the guy on the left is Sam Howell, I've got a pretty good guess.
Well, buddy, I hate to say it. This is not a Sam Howell episode.
Damn it.
So we're going to go with Mr. Lamar.
Ew, I took a Jordan Love over Lamar. I hate this game. I actually want to vomit. I am over this.
The guy on the left with the slight more rushing yards was Lamar Jackson, and the guy on the right was Jordan Love. Blaine has taken Baker Mayfield and Jordan Love, folks, over Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson.
What have I done?
We're gonna begin next. We're gonna change position, Blaine. I'm gonna change position for you here, all right? Just because make you feel a little bit better. So we're gonna do wide receiver edition here, all right? We're gonna do wide receiver left, right. Left right now, and actually I'll just kind of compare both. Receiving receptions for them are pretty close. They're only two receptions apart. However, the guy on the left has about 120 more receiving yards and has 1 more touchdown than them. Blaine.
Give me the guy on the left. This isn't really close in my opinion, but I know it's going to be some.
We got Nico Collins versus A.J. Brown. Nico Collins is off to a hell of a start for the Houston Texans, and I couldn't believe this when I seen it. 226 yards through 2 games.
I actually didn't know his numbers were that crazy. I know he had a good week too, but I didn't know his week 1 was that good as well.
Yeah, unbelievable. And A.J. Brown has a slow start, especially week 2.
And he screamed at Jalen Hurts for a little while, being a little baby. He got into
almost a fight on the sideline there. So that was another thing I wanted to put down. But I was shocked about Nico Collins' stats, and good for him. Hopefully he continues this progression in Houston. So
I need to pick him up. I hope he's available in our league right now.
No, he's not.
You don't know that.
No, he's definitely not. All right, so let's get to the next one. This one's a little bit more closer
This
now, all
is
right?
this is tricky here.
This one's getting a little more closer now. So reception wise, the guy on the left is about 5 more receptions, the guy on the right. However, it's only about 20 or 30 more yards the guy on the left has. They have, I believe they also have similar touchdowns as well. It's not much different. Actually, I'm sorry. They both don't have touchdowns. Actually, that's what it is. They both have 0 touchdowns. I didn't show this on the screen. I apologize that. You know why they didn't show it? Because they don't have any touchdowns. That's why I didn't have it. So, Blaine, the stats are pretty similar here. You know, it's leaning a little bit more to the left.
I'm gonna take the
left?
I'm feeling the guy on the right. I like receptions per I like the 20.5 yards per attempt.
You want to have the guy that has more yards per reception is what you want. Not
Yes.
the guy. All right, well, that's a good choice, I would think, because you would have chosen Tutu Atwell instead of Jalen Waddle. So finally making the right
I finally
decision.
like make it look like I know football. Let's go, baby.
Yeah. Go, buddy, go. Great. We're not done though yet.
Okay.
We're gonna do running back edition.
Oh, I don't know any of this garbage. I am so
Oh,
screwed.
boy. All right, now this one, I looked for some close ones here, so it's gonna be tough.
This looks awful.
The
This is
left,
literally identical numbers, Joe. This is just
yeah,
mean, man.
yeah. The left and the right here. The left has 3 more rushing attempts, however, has 3 less yards than the guy on the right, and has 1 less rushing touchdown than the guy on the right. And the guy on the left has 2 more receptions and about 20 more yards receiving. Probably just a big catch. I mean, honestly enough. So,
Give me
Blaine,
the guy on the left.
guy on the left. You sure about that?
We're gonna find out if I'm sure about that.
I think you might be upset about this one.
Oh no.
We're talking Derrick Henry and Brian Robinson. Many.
I don't mind that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I got no problem. No beef there.
No problem. He said no problem. Derrick. I mean, look.
Hey,
They're not.
I love me and my Brian Robinson Jr., but I got no problem taking the freight train, baby.
Whoa, they both are playing really good. That's why I want to show both of them because I didn't realize how similar it was. But Brian Robinson starting off great this year. Derrick Henry even as well started off pretty solid. You know, you're getting 70 yards a game right now out of both of them, and Derrick Henry getting about, I don't know, 30 yards receiving per game as well, which isn't bad for him up in the receiving yards. But I was surprised about Brian Robinson to keeping up with Derrick Henry there. So,
All right.
all right.
There's more shit.
Last but not least, want to go here.
All right, let's see. We got rushing attempts even. Rush yards are 123 to 114. Yards per attempt are identical. One's got 2 TDs. The guy on the left has 2 TDs. The one on the right's got 1. Other back is a little bit more versatile. 9 receptions and 41 yards. The other one, 3 for 19. It's a little. This is dicey. I'm gonna go guy on the right here, Joe.
Damn, I want you to pick the guy on the left so bad. We're talking Tyler Algier.
Oh, you just wanted me to talk ATL and make yourself feel better, huh? Yeah. Personal vendetta over that last one. That looked all right. I got Saquon over Tyler Algier there.
That
All
was good
right.
stuff.
So I looked like an idiot for 3, and I looked like a genius for 3. That's
When
okay.
it came to quarterbacks, you were not looking good. You can't pick a quarterback for your life, but when it comes to running backs, you did pretty well there, kid. You did pretty well.
I'm gonna be completely honest. Now it looks like stupid because Saquon's out for a couple weeks. I should have took Tyler Algier, honestly.
Christmas. So yeah, that was brought to you by the final whistle and PowerPoint.
And PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Provided by Stat Check. Thank you, Stat Check.
Oh yeah. Shout out for them too. So all right, Blaine. Well, let's go through a couple games here.
All right,
this
let's do
week,
it. What you got?
Week 3. We're gonna start out with the Giants and 49ers tomorrow night. We don't gotta talk about that one much because Giants are gonna lose that one. With Saquon and Andrew Thomas out. Gonna be dead in the water for them. Blaine, Chargers Vikings, the battle of the losers. Who are you taking?
Like we kind of talked earlier, it's whoever wants to lose this game more. And honestly, I think it's going to be the Minnesota Vikings winning this one. because
Yeah.
it's not in prime time. Prime time, I'm taking the Chargers because I don't trust Kirk Cousins in prime time. But 1 p.m. kick. Brandon Staley's going to figure out a way to lose another one. Give me
Yep.
Minnesota 38-35.
Love it. I'm right on board with you. I think it's a Vikings victory here. I think the score is 34-27 Vikings here as well.
All
All
right.
right, let's Saints Packers.
That's a tough one. Because
Yes.
neither team, both teams have looked okay, right? Haven't looked great. New Orleans defense looks legit. Green Bay just lost that close one to your ATL turn up. I'm gonna lean with the home team. I'm taking Green Bay in Lambeau. I think Lambeau is the difference.
Okay. All right.
I like
Uh,
that game to be low scoring. Like it's gonna be like I got Green Bay 21-16 over New Orleans.
okay. I think the Saints win this game. I think it's more
Okay.
based on Derek Carr
Do you
being
think
better.
Derek Carr finally has a game?
Yeah, I think Derek Carr is going to play solid. I think Derek Carr is going to be able to throw potentially for 300 yards this game. I think Michael
Really?
I think Michael Thomas is going to have a solid game as well. This is all I don't know if there's weather issues. I mean, I know up here in the Northeast we're supposed to get some rain Saturday and Sunday, so hopefully it won't be the same in Wisconsin. But yeah, I think the Saints win this game. I think Derek Carr is a solid game, and I think the score's 27-21 the Saints here. So
Okay. Not hating that. Not hating that.
yeah.
All right.
Um
Let's see here. I'll pick
yeah,
one this time. Yeah,
yeah,
I'll pick
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Actually, let's see. I think this is a fascinating game. Also at 1 o'clock, Titans Browns, two teams that kind of have been hit or miss this year. Joe, what do you see in that one?
Truthfully enough, it's gonna come down to Deshaun Watson actually playing decent ball. Week one he looked okay. Week two he didn't look good at all. And got kind of bailed out a little bit by
Right.
their defense a little bit, and then also got bailed out by their running game in week two until they lost by a scoop fumble kind of touchdown. Um, Give me the Titans. I think Derrick Henry's going to have a Derrick Henry game, maybe get 125, 150 on the ground, and they're able to win it that way. Yeah, I give it the Titans. I think maybe it's going to be low scoring, probably. I would say maybe like 24-21.
No, I actually agree. I think the difference is no Nick Chubb for Cleveland.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be real balance on that Cleveland offense. It's going to, like you said, come down to Deshaun Watson to make plays. And again, these are two teams that have figured out ways to lose games that they should win. Cleveland on
Mm-hmm.
Monday night against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh had no business winning that football game, none whatsoever. And then
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee week one, finding a way to kick a field goal with 2 minutes left, and you should have went for it against New Orleans, right? And then they found a way to win because the Chargers just like losing more. But I like it low scoring game as well, 24-20 in that one.
Okay. Um, 4 o'clock games. I hate to say it, look like they're going to be a lot more blowouts. Unfortunately, I think Seattle probably is going to blow out the Panthers. Being at
Cowboys will
home.
blow out the Cardinals
Yeah, I think the Cardinals are going to make it interesting for
for
a quarter
a
or two.
quarter.
I
Cardinals
think
play
that
hard. They've been playing hard football these first 2 weeks.
yeah, I mean I think Cowboys are just the better team. The defense is going to win this their game in probably the first half.
Spread's 12.5. Do the Cards cover?
No, the Cards don't. I think the Cowboys will win that game by more than 14. Um, and then even the Chicago and the Chiefs game, like as much as I want to believe that the Chicago Bears are going to keep it semi-close, I just think the Chiefs are going to be back on their game this week, big time, and going to take down Chicago pretty fairly. Um,
These Sunday,
let's
Monday games are a little fascinating, though. Interesting.
Sunday night. I have no interest in really watching at all.
It'll be a dud. Game will be so boring. It'll be like
Yeah,
13-10.
yeah, I have
I
no
got
interest in
Pittsburgh,
watching
though,
that game.
13-10. I
Nah, give
trust
me the
Pittsburgh.
Give me the
Pittsburgh's
Raiders.
defense, bro.
Give
Pittsburgh
me
will
the
score a
Raiders.
touchdown on defense like they did last week.
Jimmy G's not losing this game. Let's go to Monday night because I think
Okay.
those two games are very, very interesting. Give me the take on the Eagles Bucks first, the 7:15 game.
I think we kind of, well, apparently I'm now the messiah to Baker Mayfield, according to this last game we played. So, Baker better prove me right, okay? I need a show out game from him. It is in Tampa Bay, which obviously helps them having a home game and having Philly. Philly really hasn't gotten into full gear yet these first 2 weeks. So I think that's the real indicator here. Will Philly finally hit their stride? Tampa Bay has a solid defense. They always usually have with Todd Bowles. Can they hold their own, and can Baker do enough offensively? I think not. I've got the Eagles winning 28-20 over the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Okay. I think it's gonna be close. I think Baker makes a mistake late that's gonna cost them.
Love
And
to
I
hear.
think
That's what I like to hear right there.
and I think it's gonna be 27-25 Eagles
Where the
win it.
frick do you get 25 from?
Don't worry about it. 27-25 Eagles win it. Baker throws a pick or fumbles the ball late on their last drive that could have won them that game. That's what I think. All right, let's flip it to the late game. Rams, Bengals. Assuming Joe Burrow plays.
Okay, Burrow plays. That was going to be my indicator.
Burrow plays. Who we taking to wrap it up?
I think Cincinnati finally gets off the schneid. If Burrow's healthy enough to give it a go, they know this is a must win for them this week. If they go down 0-3 and then you play Tennessee, like you don't know what you're gonna eat, what Tennessee you're gonna get each week, right? Tennessee could be a dud 1 week and you're back to 2-2, or you're gonna be getting a very good Tennessee squad and it's gonna be a nail biter. So I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals. I think Joe Burrow, if he's good to go, will finally have a showcase game with Jamar Chase. I think they'll finally actually look like the team that we anticipate them to be. I've got Cincinnati 31-27 in the Super Bowl rematch from a couple years ago.
Yep, Super Bowl rematch. I thought I go Bengals want revenge. In my head, Joe Burrow's ready to rock and roll. Jamar Chase is ready to get back on a level. And then you know what came to my mind?
Oh God, Pascal Nakua.
BYU. That's what came to my mind. Cuckoo came to my mind. Stafford came to my mind. Akers gone. Kyron Williams running the show. Rams win this game no
Oh
matter
God,
what.
no way.
27-20 the Rams.
Respectfully disagree. Respectfully, of course. Respectfully, you are wrong. If Cincinnati, all right, that you've got the Rams winning. Is Cincinnati done if they lose this week?
No, ain't done yet.
You don't think they're done if they're 0-3?
No, because
Where are they done? Is it 0-4 then? If they lose at Tennessee the next week, they're done?
Not the Rams. The Bengals could rip off 8 straight games. It wouldn't shock me at all.
Well, I agree with that, but I feel like they're so far behind now if they go 0-3.
No,
You got to
I
make
think
up
if
2
they
games,
lose,
arguably third in your own division.
if they lose to the Titans after this game, then I'll be like, yeah, all right, that
So
might
if
be
they're
it.
0-4, it's a wrap. 0-3, they still have a shot.
Yeah, like they're starting to dig the hole to their own grave right now, but it ain't that deep yet.
Okay.
They can still get out.
They can still hop out, hopefully, of the hole.
Yeah, like they're not 6 feet under yet. Let's
All
say
right,
that.
fair. All right, that's fair. Does Burrow play for sure? Do you have Burrow playing this week? You think he gives it a go?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor. What the hell do I know?
I don't know. Pretend you're the Bengals doctor. Yeah.
I don't know. You were out here giving them like, well, it could be the Achilles next. I almost turned to you like, holy shit, this guy got a PhD in the calf and Achilles area.
Hey, man. I watched Aaron Rodgers' injury. It was a calf into an Achilles. and I watched KD's injury. It was a calf into an Achilles. I'm just going based off of what the superstars showcased me on national television.
Oh, you gotta be shitting me. That's incredible stuff right there. That's the next thing you're telling me. The Cincinnati Bengals is a turf field, so that's why it's also gonna be that. You
Yep,
can tell me
turf
that, man.
field. It checks out. It all checks out. We should all be on
Oh
grass.
my
Put it on
God.
grass. Put it on grass.
Folks, I don't know why you listen to the show if you do. Blaine's out here picking Baker Mayfield over Joe Burrow, Jordan Love over Lamar Jackson, and he's also a doctor on the side.
And
So,
Blaine Spencer, MD.
oh
Dr.
man,
Spencer to the patient room, please.
God. Oh, well, folks, make sure you tune in next week. We'll be back to discuss some more NFL week 3, week 4 recap. We got the Ryder Cup also coming in next week. Big time there. We're excited about that. So we'll be getting back into the swing of things here. And hopefully be back for week 3 and the winning streak of our Washington Commanders and Atlanta Falcons continue as long also with the final whistle. So
Ladies and gentlemen, I am not confident against these Buffalo Bills.
neither am I for you, but hey, that is what it is.
Oh, thanks, Joe. Love the support, man. Appreciate it as always.
Oh man. All right, folks. As always, take it easy and have a good one.